Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Niranjana here from WHITEOUD, and in today's video we're going to take a look at perfumes under $4.99 which are my personal favorites, which I've been using for a while, and I'm really excited to share these with you. So apart from the ones that I'm showing in the video, I'll also put links in the description box, some other brands that I've used in the past or some brands that I would love to recommend, so you can check that out. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is obviously everyone's favorite. I mean, every guy's favorite probably, and if that guy is your boyfriend, you will love it also. I personally love it when my partner wears this. So this is Wild Stone Hydra, and there are many women, including me, who love to wear male fragrances. So either you can get it for your partner or you can put it on yourself. I love Wild Stone Hydra. It is probably one of the most cleanest aqua fragrances of men. It's not strong like a cologne or like Axe. I really love how subtle the fragrance is, and yet it's very long lasting. Like throughout the day it will last, and it doesn't get stinky or obnoxious after a while, even if you sweat out. I love the fragrance of Wild Stone Hydra. Very affordable perfume, 50 ml around 250 rupees. And it's a great option, as I said, for your partner or for yourself if you love male fragrances. The quality is good. It doesn't leave a stain on your clothes or your body. And it's like, you know, the gem fragrances that you find under $4.99. Because I was always of the belief that perfumes need to be expensive in order to be good. Now, that could be true. But nowadays, I think a lot of Indian brands have come up where you don't really have to pay a fortune to get a good perfume. So Wild Stone Hydra is definitely one in my repurchase. I will definitely make my partner buy this as well. I love the fragrance. Next, I'm going to show you 8 more perfumes, and these are by the brand Bella Vita. So this is not in any way, this is not a sponsored video. So this was a gift set that I received for my birthday. I ended up liking Bella Vita so much, I bought another set as well. So these, you can buy these as sets of 20 ml, which will cost I think around 570 rupees for 20 ml of 4. Or you can buy these individually also, which is like you are getting 8 options from today's video for Bella Vita, and they are priced at 100 ml for I think 500 rupees, which is like still a good deal. So I'm going to start with the first kit, which was the birthday gift as well. This contains Date, Rose, Glam and Senorita. Now, Date is that perfect feminine fragrance. It's sweet, it's charming, it's something that my partner likes it very much. So I think this is something that has been so much associated with my fragrance also. I love the Date perfume. It's very feminine, kind of like a like a naughty. I don't know. It's a very sweet and unique fragrance. It's very long lasting, something that you can easily wear for a party or to office. People will love it. I've had people ask me about the perfume, and it has always been Date. Even if I don't wash the outfit for 2 to 3 days, even after 3 days my clothes would smell like this, and it doesn't stain at all. So I personally love Date, and something that you can definitely try. Something very similar to Date but less sweet and more of a classic woman fragrance. That is how I would define it. A classic woman perfume. If you think about a woman's perfume, the first kind of fragrance you might think of would be Senorita. It's less sweet, more of a floral vibe. This is something I think my mom would like. Perfumes quite reminiscent of the early 2000s, something similar. And not in an outdated way, but in a good way, but it's a classic female fragrance. If you are in doubt, you can always buy Date or Senorita. Date, I think, would be my personal preference. Sometimes I mix up these two and wear as well, because these two go really well with each other without overpowering the other. So that is also an option. Then we have Rose. Rose is a very nostalgic fragrance for me. I remember seeing my grandmother's perfume. She passed away in 2016. I think maybe 10 or 15 years before that, she had this perfume. I'm not sure if it was gifted by my granddad or one of my uncles from the Middle East. I'm not sure. It was a black bottle, and the fragrance was rose. Like, she was a fan of rose. It's a pure rose fragrance and a very retro rose fragrance. This perfume smells exactly like that. Whenever I put this on, I think of my grandmother. The perfume, like whenever I opened her cupboard, that perfume would be there, so her clothes would smell like that. So that has been a very core memory for me also. So Rose is something like that. And if I want a bit of sweet and a bit of floral, I mix Date and Rose. I always mix all these fragrances with Date because I think I love Date fragrance so much. Then we have Glam. Glam is probably the unisex fragrance in this group. Although this group is designated for women, Glam is how to define Glam? Glam is less sweet, a bit of a on the unisex front, something that even men can wear without making it look like, or without feeling like it is too feminine, although there's absolutely no problem in wearing a perfume meant for men or women. I mean, cross perfuming, it's still really fine, but a lot of people can't do that. So Glam is probably somewhere in between. It's very similar to Senorita also, but I think Glam is more sweeter. So of the four in this group, I think Glam, Rose and Date are my favorite. Senorita is in no way bad. Senorita is great. But if I were to pick something from this group, I think I'll go for Date and Rose followed by Glam. Otherwise, I can pick Senorita as well. So that's what I feel about this set. Then moving on to the next set, we have SKAI, Fresh, HoneyOud and WHITEOUD. I really like the packaging. The color combination, the frosted bottle, and the some bottles are frosted bottles, some are like transparent glass bottles. Let's compare WHITEOUD and HoneyOud first. So both being oud fragrances, I was also a bit confused. Not confused, I was curious to know how they would be different. Now HoneyOud is super sweet. Like, I think of food when I sniff this. Like, I can think of a honey sauce or something on my food. It will smell like this. It has less of an Arabian fragrance and more of a sweet honey fragrance. I think it can be a unisex fragrance, but more towards a feminine side. The WHITEOUD is, it is citrusy oud fragrance. It reminds you of those Oriental Arabian perfumes. If you go to the the malls in Middle East, now you'll be very familiar with this fragrance. It has no sweet tone to it. It is a classic oud fragrance, but not very musky or not very strong kind of fragrance. Something that it can be unisex kind of fragrance. So HoneyOud is for people who like more sweetness and less of oud. If you want more of an oud fragrance, go for WHITEOUD. And I think from this lot, HoneyOud is already a favorite of mine. Then you have SKAI and Fresh, the frosted bottle and the dual tone bottle. These are really pretty. Fresh, initially it feels very fresh. On dried down, I feel it goes more towards masculine fragrance, not a obnoxious strong fragrance, cologne like, not like that, but more of a, it's definitely a fresh fragrance, something I can see wearing to office, but it's not a sweet kind of fragrance. So if you want to be your, if you want to have your feminine charm, then Fresh is not your fragrance, but it's something that you can wear in a very professional setting also. SKAI, I felt, is very similar to Wildstone Hydra. Hydra is definitely more aquatic. SKAI is probably, of all the fragrances that I showed today, SKAI is probably the most masculine of the lot. Definitely reminds me of certain colognes, and it dries down to that cologne fragrance also. So if you are someone who loves the classic male fragrances for you or for the men in the family, then you will definitely like SKAI. So these are all the perfumes I wanted to show. If I were to repurchase, I think I will definitely go for HoneyOud, Date, Rose because pure rose fragrance and reminds me of my grandmother, and this I'm definitely getting this for my partner. I love this fragrance. It is so nice for men and for women also. So these are all the fragrances I want to talk about. I will put all the links in the description box. You can check that out. So that's it for today's video. We will meet again. Until then, take care. Bye bye.